There is always that silence that seems to be in the background of what seems to be a busy mind. There can be stories which may seem to play out in the mind. Those stories about yesterday, about today, about tomorrow. But the silence is always there. It is always undisturbed. It is always untouched. So it may at times seem to appear as what seems to be the mind, a busy mind. But the mind itself, uh, it's never really there. It can be seen as just an appearance of stories, different stories appearing from that silence. So this silence can be felt from that heart space. When the attention goes to the busy mind, it may seem as if the silence is overlooked. It may seem as if there is a lot of noise going on and there is no silence, but the silence is always there. It's just a matter, it's just a shift of the attention that moves from silence to the busy mind. And then it seems as if there is no silence, there's just busy mind, lots of stories, trouble, something to fix, something to get. There's just an appearance. There's just a mind that is not even there. So this silence is already there. It can never be reached because it's already there. It also appears as what seems to be the activity. And this silence, it can never be found by anyone because there isn't anyone who's separate from this silence. Thinking that there is somebody who's separate from silence, that's also silence appearing as that. It is not active, yet appearing to be active, meaning appearing as different activities, stories, something to fix, something to get, a person, the world. So there is already freedom. Freedom is already this silence already. From that heart space, it is already seen and felt by no one that this is okay. This is a lot of stories going on. It's just already that which isn't divided, appearing as that. It's already silence, this undisturbed silence. So somehow when the attention is grounded in that silence, you know, it doesn't really matter what's happening. It's as if nothing is happening because it is seen that what seems to be happening is just silence happening. Everything is silence. Every word spoken is already silence. Every activity is already silence. Every thinking, every sensation, every movement, no movement is already this undisturbed silence, expressing as that. What seems to be a separate self looking for silence is already silence. So there's already no separate self or real separate self that is looking for freedom, that is looking for silence. It is just silence appearing as that. So there's nothing to find because there is no separation. That which seems to be separate is just an appearance that never even appeared because it's still just silence. It is this already. It is the totality already. You can call it whatever, it doesn't really mind because it's not a man or a woman. It is not a human being, yet it appears it was seems to be a human being. So what seems to be happening? It's beautiful when it is seen from that heart space by no one. But in the story, when the mind it seems to be active, then it may seem as if there is good and bad. It may seem as if uh, bliss or freedom or happiness is something that needs to be sought or it to be found. It's something that is far away. All there is problems, trouble, misunderstanding, frustration of the world. It may seem to be in that way when the attention moves to the mind and identifies with the mind. So right now, all there is silence. All there is totality. All there is this. It doesn't matter the activity. It doesn't matter the movement that seems to be happening because it is just this silence appearing to dance, appearing to dance. There is no real movement. There is no real activity. All there is this. All there is totality. All there is silence, even in the midst of quarrels and misunderstandings. Quarrels and misunderstandings is also silence appearing as that. So the apparent mind can never grasp this. The apparent mind can never get this. The apparent mind can never know this. Because all there is this. There is no mind already. It is an appearance that never even appeared. It's imaginary. It's never really there. So the separate self never happened. There is already no separate self to get anything, to get closer to silence. There is already no separate self to become one with the totality. There is already no separate self to disappear. There's just this wholeness, totality, everything, undisturbed silence. This empty fullness. So there's already no one there who can know this. There's already no one here who can know this or become this. Being somebody who wants to know this is just a story. It's just an appearance. Just a knowledge in the memory of being somebody who was born one day. That's just a knowledge in the memory. Being somebody is just what is being memorized. That is being memorized. It is not here. It is always somehow here. It is seen that it is always in the past. That doesn't even exist. So there is no real past. There is no real future. There is no real present. There is just this timelessness. So the person on an individual doesn't exist in this timelessness because there is no past here. The past and the future or the present is just appearing from this timelessness. You can't really point to the past. You can't really point to the future. You can't really point to the present. It doesn't exist. It's just a thought construct. All is imagined by no one. Freedom is always here. Freedom is not in the past, it's not in the future. It's just here in this timelessness. So it can never be found because it was never lost. It's never lost. It is not an object. It is not a thing. Freedom is what you really are. Freedom is your true nature as everything, not as an individual. Being an individual is just nothing. It's an appearance. It's not special. So that which seems to be talking right now is already totality talking. It's wholeness talking. It's God talking, if you may say. That which seems to be listening is also God listening, thinking, analyzing. What you really are can never be known. What you really are can never be found. You can only see from yourself. You can't really see yourself because yourself is nothing, yet it appears as everything. So this doesn't really know what it is. There can be an engagement in the story, you know, somehow a pretense as if it's somebody, but it doesn't really know. It's not even here as a thing. There's just empty space that is vast and words coming out, thoughts arising, appearing and disappearing. So this somehow doesn't see the other, yet seeing the other is just how this vastness expresses itself as somebody who sees the other. It's just how this vastness appears to play. There can be an experience, but there is no actual experiencer of what's just happening. So this can never be understood. This can never be gotten. This can never be known because it's everything. How can everything be known and by whom? All there is everything. Then who can know everything? Who is separate from everything to know everything? If all there is nothing, then who can know nothing? Can nothing know nothing? Everything is absolutely nothing. Words can be used interchangeably, but this is already wordless. Though words are spoken, but they can never really describe what this is, because this is already wordless, yet appearing as what seems to be words.